Hey everybody, how's it going? This is the House Screen Printing in Rochester, New York. I'm going to show you how I made a DIY washout booth for screen printing for a little less than $100 and with very few materials. Let's get into it. So I was able to get my hands on a utility sink that was probably in somebody's old basement for around $25 on Facebook Marketplace. For the walls and the ceiling and the back of the washout booth, I used corrugated plastic from Home Depot. You can buy a sheet of it that's 8 foot by 4 foot for about $30. Once I had all my measurements in place, I was able to score and then finally cut the plastic with a box cutter and fit it to the sink. With the plastic wall firmly gripped in place with a clasp, I was able to use a drill to make some pilot holes for the screws that will hold the whole thing together. Here I am screwing in one of the sides of the washout booth. I wasn't really sure how this part would go, seeing as the utility sink is pretty thick with plastic, but with a little bit of force and elbow grease, the screws went through perfectly. I made sure to do this the exact same way for both sides and the back of the washout booth. So here I am making a corner with an extra sheet of the corrugated plastic. This is just going to add some rigidity to the whole structure so it doesn't flop around under the pressure of the water. Instead of using super glue for this part of the process, I went out and bought a can of waterproof sealant to attach the corners to the rest of the frame. Here's the can I bought. It was around $15 at Home Depot. I probably could have just used super glue, but I think this was a safer bet. I reinforced all the corners with some waterproof tape and then finally some duct tape, just to make sure nothing's going anywhere when I'm spraying water in my washout booth. Once I had my measurements all set, I was able to cut this corrugated plastic and then use the bracing system that I used for the corners of the washout booth for the top. Here it is, the final product, before I hooked it up to water in my darkroom. This is how it looks in my darkroom. This is its final resting place. It'll be there forever until I decide to get a new one. The very last step of the process was to go around all the interior cracks with some waterproof sealant. You can buy it at Home Depot for around $9 a tube. I spread it around with my finger, and once it was sealed and it was dried, I knew I was ready to start spraying. So here it is, one final time, my DIY washout booth that I made for under $100 with a spare utility sink off Facebook Marketplace. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment. Thank you so much for watching.